Morning. Another rural scene coming up. I'll show you my setup from the watercolours. I've put my tray here with the colours on, which I'll describe in a minute, on a last Friday's acrylic palette, bit of greaseproof paper stuck to a board, and there's my box easel. Right, okay, so colours: lemon yellow, no, it's cadmium yellow, sorry, cadmium yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, and burnt sienna. My brushes, well, the hake, of course. I love the hake. I've got a pen, acrylic, waterproof marker, Derwent, graphic. And 1 inch and a, when I bought these acrylic brushes I couldn't get a 3/4 inch, which is probably a bit better. This is an inch brush and a 1.5 inch for doing straight edges, and that's got a bit dirty, just got a bit of watercolour on it. I do use them for acrylic as well. They are made for acrylic. I've got a sable which I very rarely use, it's number 8. Couple of riggers, mainly use that one, and that's still dirty from Friday, or Thursday when I used it last. And a smaller one, number 2, I think. This one, Robert Simmons, and I just got this old worn-out brush, which I use for figures and birds and things. Right, Fabriano, £130 weight paper, very nice paper for wet in wet, cheap. Cup of tea, which I'm going to start drinking now before it gets cold. I've been over my local park this morning on the bike just to see if I could get something, but it's our local parks. They're very trimmed and proper. They're not wild pieces of heathland. I have to go a bit further afield for those, like Headley Heath, which I paint now and again. But I'm going to do one of it, or a version of it. Could be anywhere. I'm largely making them up and working from memory, or my own paintings. And I've got enough of those to work from. I've been asked again if I've got paintings for sale, the watercolours. I don't sell many of them. I don't really show them. My interest is making the videos for YouTube and for you to follow. But if anybody does want to buy them, I charge £40 for the paintings, the watercolours, the demonstrations, and £5 for the local postage here in the UK, and including the tube that I have to buy. And if you're interested, you can always get me through my Facebook channel. That's the easiest on message, or you can send me a PM on YouTube. But I'll link. I always give the links to, or the link to my Facebook page, because I put all my video stills of all the paintings on there. I have done for a couple of years now. And I also give the link to YouTube on my Facebook page. I've got a couple of pages, one for art and one which is general, which I don't usually go on, well, not a lot anyway. So, Headley Heath. Now, the first thing, wet the paper. It's a beautiful day today. We've had some really nice weather lately. All the rain is falling in the north of the UK, but we've had very little. But we're due for some really cloudy days now. After this day, I've put some charcoal on the barbecue, ready for doing a curry or something on it later on. Don't like to waste these days. I like to sit in the garden. Okay, so I'll move those brushes because because I want that cloth available. Right, bit of raw sienna just to warm it up. There's going to be some water in this. It's going to reflect the sky. It's like after a storm. Nice to reflect the sky and the trees. So I'll put a light blush of ultramarine on there. Not a lot. Okay, now we'll put in a bit of cloud. So some ultramarine and red. My favourite colour for sky, for cloud. But I don't want a lot of cloud because it's sort of gone. That will dry much lighter, so I'm going to put a little bit of a heavier cloud on over that. Okay, that will do. Clean the brush and have a swig of tea. Hope you had a nice weekend. We had a glorious weekend. Growing old disgracefully. Okay. I'm just going to give that a dry. So turn your sound down. Oh, that'll do. I want to do a background, so I'll use some alizarin. We're going to pretend this is blue. Pretend this is Headley Heath, which is a local beauty spot in the Surrey Hills, well, on the edge of the Surrey Hills, towards Box Hill. Get some. I'm going to cover a lot of this up with with distance. I drive past Headley Heath quite often. Let's put a bit of burnt umber, nice bit of warm, and a bit of red. Just gently at first. I'm not aiming for anything in particular at the moment, but I want to leave plenty of sparkle to reflect the trees that I'm going to put in. A bit of sienna, a bit of burnt sienna. And rough ground. You can have a path through there maybe, or not. We can put some detail on that when it dries. Okay, now I want to put in some burnt sienna, some Payne's grey, some cadmium yellow, and get in some trees and some rough, like a copse here. I've done this a lot of times. Here's a bit of blue and a bit of burnt sienna now. Now, don't make one side the same as the other. make sure that that you don't have symmetry in your painting. You want it all to look different, each part. So that's got to look different from that, but that's going to be heavier and bigger. So nice rich greens I'm going to put in there, almost tube consistency. Look, bit of Payne's grey in there as well, make some nice, really dark greens. It's sort of undergrowth. Right, okay, now we'll get some good hard, bit burnt up there. And just get some heavier stuff in here. Don't overpaint too much, otherwise it'll all end up mud. But you can put in some flicks and just a little. Okay. Now some blue and burnt umber, I think. Just soften the edge of that a little bit. Okay, right, that's a. We'll put a bit of dark silhouette-y. Oh, it's just a bit too dry. Bit of burnt sienna, burnt umber, a bit of grey, blue. Let's. I will use a rigger for some of this. And I'll use a wriggle on there. We'll just lift out some of that. And a bit of blue, I think, to give an impression of something further back here now. But I have to use a rigger that I can't really, well I can, but it takes a little bit of work to get all the twiggy branches on these sort of oak trees. There's another one here stronger. We've got this one here, larger, coming up off the page. But I want some of these coming down, but it's hard to do, so I'm going to do those with a rigger. Okay, now while I'm doing that, I'm going to just put in some greeny, whoops, green, not black. But I'll detail more of that later on. Right, we'll put some salt. I must have a cup of tea. I just bring that one down into there. Right, let's bit of blue, or blue grey. Okay, so there we are. Let's put in a bit of. No, I quite like that background. I don't want to make it any heavier than it is. It will do. Just give it a bit of distance, a bit of misty rain. Let's use the rigger now. I've got to do a lot of work in the foreground, but I want that to dry off first. So let's go in with the blue or bluey grey. I'm going to put some colour behind these trees in a minute. A bit of burnt umber now. Give that a silhouette colour. Stick it up a little bit. Might put some ivy on there. Right, now I've got that in, I'm going to put some blue and some alizarin. Not too heavy, but behind here. Hopefully that will show a little bit of what's behind the trees, like the leaves and trunks and things. But because it's a cool colour, it goes backwards. It'll hopefully give the 3D effect. And I'll do the same on the other side. Okay, so that gives a bit of an impression of something going on behind. Now we'll have some warmer spring greens. Bit of burnt sienna in there, I think. Of course, we're well and truly into spring now. Do some here. And I can go back with a bit of some more branches in when that's dry. I don't want it to diffuse into nothing. Okay, now we've got this foreground out now. So we want some warm, nice warm colours, and burnt sienna is as warm as any. So let's bit of umber. Right, now we'll put in some reflections. Burnt umber and the blue. Needs to be a bit darker, otherwise it'll just go into nothing. Okay, so that seems to be alright. Right, I'm going to dry brush over that in a minute. I just want to get some more of this twiggy stuff in. We use a rig, hold it for the tip, otherwise it'll be too mechanical and you want it a bit spontaneous. Might put some ivy on. Okay, so a bit there, just to thin that out a little bit. Right, bit of ivy in there I think, so nice strong green, bit of blue with that cadmium and a bit of sienna. Alright, oh, just a little bit impressionist. Right, I'm just going to give that a dry. Headphones off. Okay, now just a few shadows being cast with the sun breaking out from behind the trees. So not sure. That's just a bit of dry brush across there. That's soften us all a little bit. Hit and miss there. Right, we'll put a little bird. Okay, this is well, we put that in amount. Let's just pull it up a little bit. Oh. Could put a figure on there, in there. In fact, I think I will. My little brush. I'll use this little rigger. That's good enough. Right, okay, so. Quite a bit too weak, I think. Let's get a little bit more solid. Okay, that'll do. Well, there we are. That's one for a Monday morning. It's a pot boiler, really, what we call a pot boiler. Let's get my camera high, I think, and bring it round. There we are. That's it. So there we are, one for a Monday morning. Hope you enjoyed that. Have a go. It's a little bit muddy here and there, but it looks alright on the screen. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.